Okay, folks, we're back with a bonus episode for our How to Beat Subnautica. And we know that we've beaten it. If you've done all the parts in the series, you've built the rocket and you've taken off and you beat the game. And as you can see, this is our survival save. I'm going to share my screen here. You see there, that is our survival save, and we did it in 11 hours and 40 minutes. Now, during the course of that playthrough, we did not go all the places. And there's a lot of places that we're going to go right now. We're going to check out. But what we're going to do is have a little fun and to kind of just take the death factor out of it and all that, and just to explore. I'm going to start a new creative mode. Now, you notice there's several modes here. We talked about this in episode 1. We played the survival one, where you need food, water, health, oxygen. Freedom, you don't need food or water. Hardcore is one life. You die, it deletes your save. You don't get oxygen alerts either. But creative is just exactly that. It's just a fun way to kind of do things and explore the map. So this is a really good way to kind of get yourself acquainted with the area without consequences, and two, maybe overcome any fears that you have, because a lot of people are fearful of what goes on in this game. So anyway, I'm going to do a little rearranging of my thing here because I kind of have certain ways I do stuff. I definitely need a scanner. Well, I don't need a scanner, but we're gonna build one because this would be just like regular gameplay. Okay.
Is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions. Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Okay.
Motivational note. Craig McGill crash landed.
And by the way, when you play in creative mode, you're going to get all this junk. And I mean, the PDA is going to vomit all this stuff at you. And it's just going to keep coming. And there's not a lot you can do about it. Well, there is. I mean, you can silence it, I suppose, but I'm not going to take the stasis rifle anywhere with me on this. It is, we don't need it here, but it is something you can build in game where you can kind of freeze your enemies while you get away or whatever you need to do. So this is kind of the direction I wanted to take with this. Let me go ahead and equip the repair tool here, and I'll repair that.
LifePod secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to database.
So, in creative mode, you can still play the story, and it will still give you information that you need to know, and complete it, and you can still beat it in creative mode. You still have to do the tasks. You still have to go down in the Lost River. You still have to meet with the Sea Emperor. You've got to, hatch the babies and get the enzyme and all that stuff. So it's still going to happen, but creative mode does give you a little bit of freedom here. Now, one of the things I really want to do right away is I want to build a compass because I need that for navigation. But you don't need to build O2 tanks. You don't need to build any like the reinforced dive suit or any of that other stuff. But pay attention to the menus here, because there are things that you may not have seen before on our other playthrough. On the equipment, notice there's a water filtration suit. Okay, that is available at certain wrecks. There's a couple of different wrecks you can look at, and you can get the water filtration suit. It provides a little bit of water periodically. So that's something maybe we can explore as well. Also, the orange tablet. which we never got before, but we also never needed it. So there's a part in the Lost River where you can make it, you can, if you have an orange tablet, that you can go in to this particular area of the Lost River. You get the orange tablet by going to one of the abandoned Degassi habitats. So we can check that out. Another piece of kit that you get is a light stick, which I think we've scanned those before earlier, and those are kind of nice. You can deploy those in a row, and of course they take quite a few resources. You know, battery is copper, which seems like early game it's a big deal, but light sticks are kind of cool because you can lay them out through a cave or something and find your way through. Speaking of finding your way, the Pathfinder tool. So this thing is kind of neat because it leaves little markers. So you can shoot a marker as you're going through a cave or something, and those markers will make it easier to navigate back out. So kind of nice. Pretty much everything else we've done. So I'm going to hop outside. We don't need medkit or anything like that. We're going to get through these cutscenes. All right. So now that I have the compass, I know what direction I want to take. I kind of want to go south-southwest toward the island. I'm going to show you something that way first. And we're going to build a little mini base over this direction just so we can get some things built to help us explore a little bit better. Like we're going to build a sea moth so we can just keep on going. But just swim right past these guys. I guess I can use my thing here and go a little faster. Now I've built bases over here before. This is a good little place to build a base, right on this edge. It's one of my favorite places over here to build. Lots of resources nearby. So remember, these are the grassy plateaus, and there's another entrance to the jelly shroom cave. There's another wreck over here.
Scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
And this one here, I think we went in this one before, but again, you need the laser cutter to get in this one. And the laser cutter parts usually are laying nearby. So you'll find several of those in that area. All right, this looks like a good place to do a couple things here. We are going to, first of all, go straight up. And then we are going to deploy our vehicle bay. Up in there, thank you. And the reason I did that is I want to go and make a sea moth for getting around in. Now, good thing is, in creative mode, you don't have to make any of the depth modules, but it may be nice if you want to put in sonar. So, you may want to build like a moon pool or something for that reason.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Just so you can make your that upgrade to that, or if you're actually collecting resources, which you don't need, you can build anything. I mean, in creative mode, it's the world's your oyster, literally. I mean, you've got it. I'm gonna throw a moon pool down here. By the way, you'll notice that your building is incredibly fast in creative mode. You don't have to worry about anything, and then also you don't have to worry about power in creative mode.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So as you can see, this thing's fully powered and we're ready to go. So one thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll put up a vehicle upgrade station right here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll build the sonar. That just makes it it's like an aid in seeing where you're going. We did that with the Cyclops, if you remember. You don't need any of the other things unless you plan on building a prawn suit, but I wouldn't worry about it. You're pretty much invincible in this mode. So nothing to worry about. You're good to go here. In creative mode, you can do anything you want. Another thing I saw recently, I think it was on Reddit, but I've seen people build an entire base out of a moon pool. Just build a moon pool, don't build anything else, and just line this thing with cabinets and put your modification station down and everything else you want, and just do it right here in the moon pool. And it's kind of a neat idea, kind of a novel idea. I want some ultra glide fins because what I have on is not very fast. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got those on. Are these? Yeah, ultra glide. And I'm going to ditch those other fins. I don't need them. So, all right. So again, creative mode. Get yourself a Seamoth built, and then let's go have some fun. Now, I want to go back to the southwest that we were headed to. Kind of point toward that fog bank, if you remember. Yeah, kind of toward the sunset over there. Put my lights back on. Now, these are over here. If you remember, these are the spires on the edge of the sparse reef. Okay? Just keep on following those on down. Okay? It'll be fine. And then we're going to go kind of toward Life Pod 19, if you remember. That was this direction. And it's right over here on the other side of this big hole. Okay. There's, I believe that's Rec 20 is what that's called. And down in here is Life Pod 19, straight down. Remember that? Right down in there. It may not pop in the geometry, doesn't paint in right away. There it is, right there. Yeah. So there's Life Pod 19. Now from 19, almost straight up is the island. Okay. The other island, the tropical one that has the base, the 3 bases on it. Okay. Now, here's the bottom of it right here. You can see we almost went straight up when we got to it right there. So here's what you can do. You go to the island, and this time you kind of go around the side over here a little bit. Again, I'm doing this in creative mode because I know I won't die. I won't be attacked by predators. That said, in creative mode, if you build a Cyclops and you drive it around, the Reapers and the Ghosties will still harass you. Now, they won't do anything to you. They can't damage your vehicle or anything like that, but they will still harass you in the Cyclops. I have no idea why. Anyway, so right here along this little shore where you can kind of see that, take a dive down and just go straight down, okay? This is the Grand Reef, and in particular, there's going to be, now if you're playing this on survival or hardcore, there are going to be warpers, there are going to be possibly bone sharks and some other predators around, but anyway, if you just kind of keep going straight down, and then when you get down toward the bottom, look around a little bit here because there is a hole. I think it's right over here. Yep, okay, here's the hole. All right, this is how we're going to get to the other habitat. And if you remember, when you get through a certain playthrough point and the things start popping up and you're getting the radio messages and all that stuff, it shows a Degassi habitat at 500 meters. This is where it is. So what you do is you go down through this hole and you're down kind of in another level of the Grand Reef, okay? And in particular, the thing we're looking for is kind of northwest. So where this little blip happens right here, this little mess, if you just kind of go northwest, that's hard for me to say for some reason, and keep following it, then boom, you're going to run into it right here. I mean, it's really quick. Crab squids, they're all over down here. Now the good thing is that they're really not interested in us, but they will set out their EMP pulse, and while it doesn't affect our ability to move, it does knock out our lights for that period of time. But so this is the other Degassi habitat right here. Okay. Now, if you haven't explored this as part of the game, I want to show you some goodies in here that you can get. All right. So if you go inside here, just ignore that guy. He will not harm you as long as we're in here. He's just going to look at you. All right. Through here is on the bottom level. This is where you can also scan the beds if you didn't go to the Aurora yet. If you went here first for some reason, you can get the beds in here. Kind of a nice little thing, right? Also, the coffee machine is in here. Another thing you can scan. And the coffee machine makes 2 cups of coffee, I think. There's a carry-all in here. And that's pretty much it. There are 2 carry-alls, I guess. The crab squid outside, he's going to keep harassing you, even though he doesn't do anything to you. Now, that's the lower part. For this up here, you want to go in the far end, right here. Okay. Now, if you look here, if you come in here in the dark, you'll run into this and you can't figure out why you can't go forward. You're looking at a glass containment. And this is what's called the alien containment. And what you can do is you can put one of these in your base. When you put it in a round room like this, it shows up as round. When you put it in a large room, it becomes oblong. And you can also do multiple levels of them, both in the round and the long rooms. I'll demonstrate that a little bit later once we build a little add-on to our moon pool base. So you can scan this, and the good thing is you take a couple of eggs, or an egg that you find on the floor, and you put it in here, and it will eventually hatch into whatever critter. Well, if you have 2 of the same critter in there, they will multiply. So kind of a neat little thing to be thinking about. Also in here are these are observatories that you can scan. There's one on each side. That's a thing. Remember, we had to go to the island to scan those. There's also a PDA entry in here.
Integrating new PDA data.
Over here, down the ladder, this is how you get into the middle level. Okay? And in here, in this level, is an orange tablet. Okay? This is where you would normally scan it and pick it up, and you get the orange tablet. And again, that's for another aspect area of the Lost River. We'll try to get down there. We might not get down there. We're going to try to get down there, where you can use that orange tablet to access that particular space. So, again, another PDA. And as you can see, the crab squid, he is knocking out our light constantly because he's nearby out there. But there's things you can scan in here. There's also some things you can pick up if you want for your base. This right here is the bio trash can, but you can actually take these things as decorations back to your base. But they do take a substantial amount of inventory space. If I pick these up, look at that. They take up 12 spots for those 3 things. So just be mindful of that if you're going to pick up any of these goodies around here that are here. But again, most of these things you can scan, and then you'll have access to those later for building purposes. So it's a good little thing, and we'll show you the alien containment a little bit later. It's also a fun place to build a base. Is down here in this area. If you don't mind dealing with warpers and with crab squids. So I don't know why this thing is not. There we go. It kept hanging around up there. I guess the crab squids were not happy that I was here. But there are warpers, as you can see. There was one up here. I think he just popped away. They're all over the place. Now, if you plan on going in and out of here a lot, it's a good idea to put yourself a beacon at that little hole we came down, because it can be a little unnerving to try to get back out. But if we kind of just go back the way we came, find this little spot here, and then kind of head upwards, you'll see the hole. Okay, it's kind of southeast, and you'll be able to find what you need there. So now there is another entrance to the Lost River down here, down below. It's a little convoluted to get to, but you know what? You're not going to get the Cyclops in there easily. That's a real booger. I would not recommend doing that at all. Anyway, if you just go straight back up, kind of the way we came down, you'll be at the edge of the island. So, good thing to know, right? Now, one other thing about the island that we didn't talk about last time is that there's another alien arch on the island. And you can get to that arch and enable it and transport across to the other side. So Let me pop up here. Make sure where we are. There we go. Yeah. And I'm going to show you a reference map that may be useful. Let me see if I can find a place to park up here. This one's not a good entrance, as you can see, if you plan on getting out and walking. Actually, I'm going to go around the other side of the island over here. Again, in creative mode, this is fine, but if you are playing on survival mode, you do run the risk of running into both leviathans and other predators out here in this neck of the woods. But right here on the back side, you can see up here, it doesn't show up for us, but up there is where one of those other bases is. We're just going to kind of navigate the entire perimeter here of the island for you, so you can see what's on the back side here. And as you come around to the north, or start facing the north, where you can see the Aurora and the life pod again, this is where you will see the walking entrances. There's 2 or 3 over here. This is probably the larger of the beaches over here. So again, park and you can get out and walk wherever you want. Again, there's one of the bases up there. Remember, there are 3 on this island.
Multiple energy signatures on the island's surface.
Now I'm going to head eastward, and if I remember right, hang on a second, I'm going to check my map, because I do have a map that shows the island and where that crazy base is. Yeah, it is on the eastward end of the island, so we're going to kind of head that way, kind of go eastish. Because I honestly don't remember where it is. I just know it's over here. I might be on the right track. It's this big cave right here. Yep, this is it. So if you follow this big cave and kind of go down through all the switchbacks, and you can start seeing the architecture showing up, then you know you're on the right track. So this here is the other alien arch down here below the island. So very cool, right? So again, it's just like all the other arches that we've had and we didn't be able to travel with. Hang on just a second. Let me get my my map back where I can see it. But this is activatable normally with an ion cube. I'm not sure why this one's not activating. There may be something we haven't done yet that it won't be activatable. It seems like the pedestal here will allow you to drop an ion cube, so, but I don't see that. Anyway, it does transport you to the other island, so there you have that. If you're wanting to do all that and go that direction. All right, let me see if I remember how to get out of here now. Let's go. Yeah, back up this little edge, winds all the way around. It'll get you back where you need to go. And you can jump in the water. It might not kill you. I'm going to just swim underneath. Now, one thing you need to be aware of under this island, if you do explore down here, is that the rocks will break away sometimes, and they can damage your vehicle if you're underneath them. This is a coral shell plate. I don't know much about these. I'm assuming they are probably just like any of the other coral that we have in the game. See these rocks breaking away? Those can do damage to you and your vehicle. So if you're going to drive underneath this thing, just be aware of that as you're going. So, all right, so there's that. Now we're going to go straight back down again, because we're going to go back to Life Pod 19. I'm going to show you a couple of more areas that are really good. One of which is relatively safe if you're careful. We're going to kind of go a little bit to the northwest here. A little bit north, right over this little peak here. Yeah. No. Nope, I got turned around, sorry. I'm going the wrong way. Let's head back over here. I think I've kind of lost my direction a little bit. Yeah, here we go. All right, so there's 19, there's wreck 20. All right, now if you're over here at this wreck, okay, in this neck of the woods, and I think we visited that one before, go due west. So head your compass due west. Just stay kind of relatively close to the bottom of the ocean floor and go straight this way. And as soon as you pass the big structure here on your right, well, now this appears. This wreck appears. This wreck is where you'll typically find like parts for the drill arm or the grappling hook. Also, warpers hang out here. They will follow you around. They're also, once in a while, I've seen reapers over here. That's kind of rare. I'm going to go and bring my map back up because it's been a minute since I've been out this way. But the idea is that from here, this is so this is Rec 7, okay? I am going to show you, continue on west of here and show you something else. Now, this is where you can get there. See, I told you there'd be warpers hanging around here. Now, he won't harm you in creative mode. But keep going west.
Damage to plant life on the seafloor suggests this may be the
and then maybe turn a little bit southwest.
Life form.
And right here, it kind of drops off a little bit, okay? You might have to turn around a little bit south-southeast. There will be warpers. But right down here, if you look, down here in the Grand Reef area. Oh, look, a time capsule. One thing you'll have to be conscious of is where the Ghost Leviathan is. They can be in this area. Hey, just for fun, let's go see what's in this time capsule.
Efficiency decreased. Passing 200 meters.
Take this. It's dangerous out there. Yeah, and he gave us food, water, and health, whoever left the time capsule. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, keep following this along the floor here. Watch out for the warpers and the ghosties. And right near this big structure looks like a lighthouse. This is where we want to be, right here. And I'll show you why here in just a moment. Let me see if I can find them. I don't see them yet. We're going to see the sea treaders, which is another form of Leviathan in the game. However, they are relatively harmless. They usually will not, they won't attack you that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't think they ever do. We're going to kind of just patrol the bottom here and see if we can't see those guys. Ah, there they are. All right, they're kind of these gangly looking things that kind of just walk around along the floor. This is the front where you see the eyes and the big long snout. And this is the back over here. But here's what's cool about these guys, okay? If you can avoid the warpers and stuff, these guys, as they're working, they stir up the seafloor and resources show up, like these shale deposits where you get lithium and diamonds and all sorts of stuff. You just have to be careful that you don't get underfoot or get in the way. I don't think they will attack you. But it's mostly safe to be around these parts. And as they walk, they will just continually stir up more goodies.
Remember that materials
And
you gather are the
this is just a really good way to get
Alterra
resources
Corporation.
early game.
You
So
will be liable
you
to
can
reimburse
really
the full
make out
market
like a
price.
bandit.
Your
Another
current
thing
bill
too that they will
stands at
drop
3 million
periodically
credits.
is they will drop feces, at which point you can pick that up and use it in a bioreactor. So again, see all these goodies we're able to pick up. Look, they just keep appearing every time they step on the floor. They pop those out. So this is one good thing about this area here. Okay. Now that we're done here, we're going to head up. Let me check the map again. We're going to go north of here to Rec 1 and Rec 2. So that's the next stop. So that is north-ish from this spot. We're going to go ahead and just head out and follow this back up as it steps back up. So those are your sea treaders. Great resources. If you're willing to take a couple of risks getting there, it's not too bad. Your biggest concern is going to be the warpers and the possibility of a ghosty or maybe even a reaper. But the reapers generally are not in that area. Now, the direction we're headed, yes, we are probably likely to run into a reaper because they kind of hang out in those spots. So we're going to head on up. Now we're back up here about just under 200 meters, and this is kind of the area that we were at before. As you can see, there's the wreck that we passed earlier. So the area that we're going to be in is called the Dunes. And Dunes Rec 1 and Dunes Rec 2 are what we're talking about. Now, if you continue to go too far west, or east for that matter, you reach what's called the Void, and you don't want to go there. It's not a good place to be. There, it's very deep. It's 8,000 meters deep, and there are ghost leviathans, and there's no resources down there whatsoever. There's nothing for you there, so just avoid it. One other place I want to show you, since we're in that neck of the woods, back toward the wreck, going that way. You'll see a lot of warpers over in this area, but right here, this is what's called the Blood Kelp Trench. Now, if you remember, we went to the north end of the map, to the Blood Kelp Zone. This is the Blood Kelp Trench over on the south end of the map. And this is another way yet to get into the Lost River. So before I show you those other two wrecks, let's go ahead and pop down here real quick. You will have to deal with warpers down here and all that. And also some version of the cave crawler called I think it's called a blood crawler or something like that. Anyway, those guys will give you grief too. But down here on the bottom, if you kind of go, I think it's northish, if I remember right. Just keep going down. Again, you're gonna deal with 2 or 3 layers of warpers. And just keep going
Local
down.
scans show a nearby opening, leading to a
Okay,
biome with
right over
extensive
here
fossilized remains.
this is another wreck. Oh, there's ampules down here too. There's another wreck and parts of wreck that you can get some stuff off of if you know where to go. But right here, look what we have. We have the green water. And remember what's in green water? Crystalline sulfur, nickel, all sorts of stuff like that. And that's all down here by this area. So the more you know, right? The more you can get of these things. So I think this is not a usable spot. Where's that back out here? So again, going northish, you should be able to get right into the Lost River from here if you follow that northish path. And you can see there's more of the green and more of the green, and now we are officially in the Lost River. Look at that. So we found another entrance there in the Blood Kelp Trench. Now, it's not my favorite way to go. You can go this way. It's and get resources early game without having to go incredibly deep. We're only 640 meters, so you can get a lot of stuff and get out of here pretty quick. without having to deal with too much in the way of enemies. You'll have mostly the warpers and the ampules to deal with. All right, I'm going to head back southwest because I don't want to necessarily go this way right now, and see if we can't get ourselves back out of here. Well, I don't remember the way out. Let's see if we can't find our way back out of here. Pretty sure it was south-southeast, but now I'm going back north again. There we go. You got to find the blood kelp. That's kind of like your map, so to speak. And if you'll notice, I'm not using any cheats of any kind on this to go around. We're strictly just in creative mode, looking around and finding all the things. So.
Continued degradation of the auroras.
We're almost out of this. You just keep on climbing out of the trench. Using your blood kelp as a kind of a guide for you. If you keep going up, you'll eventually find your way out. Now, granted, it is nighttime, so that makes it a little bit more challenging. Look, there's a reef back, so we know we're getting close. All right, so here we are. We're on the edge of the dunes again, right here. So let me check my map again because I'm trying to remember. Blood Kelp Trench is... okay, we're probably northish, I think, is where we're going to head. And we should be able to find the wreck number 1 in the dunes once we're past the edge of the trench here. So just kind of stay on that north-ish path and kind of scan a little bit as you go. Maybe head a little bit more west. Not too far. It is down at lower depths. I want to say, let me see what the map says. The map says it's 200 meters down, so we're pretty close to where it's going to be if we're at this level here. So just kind of stay on this, continue going north. We've got to be getting close. Okay, you get the little warning. Yeah, okay, we've got to be coming up.
Whatever you're doing is worth it.
You get a little warning. Are you sure this is what you want to do? Yeah. She's trying to help you here. Try to keep you from getting into the tangle with the Reapers. Okay. Well, okay. I don't. Did I go too far? I wonder if I went too far. But I certainly don't remember this structure right here. And I know it's at 200 down. Let's just keep going northish. Maybe I just didn't go far enough. Nope, we're in the mushroom forest. Okay, I went too far. Let me look at my map again. If we're in the mushroom forest, I need to go back south-ish again. So I made a mistake somewhere, and I apologize. I'm trying to get you going the right direction here, and I'm leading you all the wrong directions. So kind of head back this way a little bit. Dunes wreck number 1 is... Yeah, if we see a Reaper, then we know we're in the right... There he is, right there. I see the Reaper now. Again, this is where your sonar can come in handy, is, you know, seeing your baddies as well as finding your wrecks and things. I knew it's off of the shelf somewhere here. So I'm going to hit it again. Maybe my sonar will pick it up. There we go. I knew we'd find it sooner or later. Alright, so this is Dunes wreck number 1. Okay. Now, down here in this wreck is where you will find, let me see here. Come around the other way. Remember, you have to laser this one, or if we just have a door, we got to pop open. Well, it's got an access tube right here, so that may be your way in. I forget. It's been a minute. But in this wreck, you may find the coffee machine and a few other things, plant pots. The moon pool plans might be over here, the drill arm, but also you may find the, let's see here, thermal plant. You might find a lot of that over here as well. So that's Dunes wreck number 1. Now, west, northwest-ish, kind of, this direction, if you go, we'll find wreck number 2, which is at 350 feet down. Okay, so we'll kind of just head this way. I'm going to pop the sonar now and again just to kind of help me navigate. Notice we have 2 Reapers over here. Okay, just so you know, they do inhabit this space over here. Okay, this is their domain. There's some thermals over here, which I think we're on the right track if we're at the thermals, because I think the wreck is just on the other side of these thermals. Yes, there it is, dead ahead. Again, using your sonar will help you find things, so I highly recommend it for your CMOF. All right, so this is Dunes wreck number 2. All right, now this one here, let's see where the entry point is on this one. Yeah, it's an open top is what this one is. So this one here may have, possibly have the bar table, the moon pool, power cell charger, prawn suit arms, wall shelves, water filtration machine. Remember, we got that out of the jelly shroom caves, but let's just take a peek down here and see what we've got. There's a laserable door. There's the water filtration machine that you can scan and build. Let's see, I don't think there's anything up in there. You always find some supply crates full of goodies. Let's just go ahead and cut this puppy open here and take a look. I can't say, in all the playthroughs I've done, I think I've only been to this wreck once, and that was just out of curiosity. You really, 99 out of 100 times, you will not ever have to go to this wreck. It is an optional place, and obviously dangerous because of the stinking Reapers being right there, right? They're right outside. There's another scannable, the wall shelf, But I want to say it was either this one or wreck number 1 where you can get the what people call it the still suit, the water filtration suit. So, yeah, that's a possibility right there. Now, there's another wreck over here in the dunes, and it is northwest of here. So let's go check that one out. Again, the Reapers won't bother you over here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So again, we're gonna kind of point north and go just a little bit right of, I said northwest, I meant northeast, a little bit right of north, and we're gonna head up this way. And this one is this is Rec 6, and Rec 6 is about the same, about 330 feet down. So it's kind of this direction. So do a couple of sonar pops. Should be getting pretty close to it. It's up this way. There's a deep hole thermal right there. There's one of your Reapers right there. All right. We're gonna get turned around here. And it's at 330 meters, so can't go any much deeper than where we are now. You don't want to go off the void edge over there. Warpers and Reapers all around here. This is the depth we need to be at, 330 30 meters roughly. There's a little cave there. Might have got some purple stingers, though. I'd want to stay away from those. I had a little bit of a loss here because I don't remember Rec 6 being this far north, but maybe it is. Maybe we have to get over this hill. I remember it being up here this high. Is that it over there? Or is that just a portion of it? Yeah, okay, it is this high. See, I was thinking it was 330, but I think that's actually down on the floor. But, all right, so Rec 6, right? This is a rather substantial size wreck. Again, this is one you almost never need to go to or should have to go to. But we're going to go ahead and explore it since we're down here. Let's go ahead and pop open the door and have a look-see. Again, this should not be something that you would normally need to go to very often, but or at all in your gameplay. All right, so in here we've got obviously got some lockers and stuff. There is a pathway here you can take. I'm not sure where this one goes. Probably goes in some of the other departments here, maybe. So it looks like it goes. Wow, it goes a lot of different directions. Look, here's another compartment here. I would definitely have the big ultra capacity O2 tank before I went exploring wrecks like this that have really convoluted pathways you can go down and places you can end up. Look, here's another thing to take you back outside. But in here, what do we have in here? We've got some scannables, it looks like. We saw something pop up a moment ago. I didn't see what it was. Obviously cabinets or containers that you can get. I'm going to cut this door open real quick. Get a drink. All right, so Rec 6, there's a bukus of stuff here in a normal play. But again, I wouldn't consider going there normally. The bench, swivel chair, command chair, desk, floodlight, moon pool, power cell charger, prawn suit, drill arm, grappling arm, thermal plant, and of course these supply crates that we talked about. So there can be other things. But I've seen the still suit over here in one of these wrecks before. But we're going to check out a couple more other wrecks that we didn't get to see on our playthrough, that where you can find not only the still suit, but Cyclops parts and things like that. So. Okay, we're back where we started. So there's kind of that wreck for the most part. Alright. Remember, there's that big door over there. And I think one of those was the other end of this, where that one tube came down. Alright, so there's that. Now, let's head over here to the mother tree, which should be kind of this direction. Right for the mushroom forest. There's our little reaper friend. One of them. If you're out here tooting around in the Cyclops, he will harass you in the Cyclops in creative mode. There's two of them. But notice in the scene, they don't really care that we're here. You know? They really don't care that we're here. Here's the mushroom forest. I said mother tree, but we're going to the mother tree area. So just kind of stay on the edge here of the mushroom forest. Head up this way as it rounds about down here. I'm going to take a quick look at my map and make sure I'm going the right direction. There is a sanctuary cache near the thermal vents out here, but We won't go that direction. When we get around from the mushroom forest, we're going to try to see if we can find Life Pod 2 and also see if we can find the other wreck over at the northeasterly side of things. There's the 2 over there that way. Okay, we should be getting the right zone here. There's the crab squid, and there's the ampiel, and there's the blood kelp. Okay, so this is the little trenchy area that I've told you about before, where you can pop down and get a few resources down here early game, right? You can get blood kelp and stuff like that. So this is one of those spots to go do that. But I am going to head down here. Remember, there's a ghosty down this way too. But right about where that ghost leviathan is where we want to find Life Pod 2. And I don't think I got to show you that last time. Maybe we did, but crab squids everywhere. And just keep going down. And as you come down this trench-ish, this zone here, I guess I should say, kind of stay northeast. And if you keep dropping and descending, you should be getting close to that life pod. I think it's down here. I forget the depth. I'll have to check the map. By the way, the map, in case you're interested, the map is at Map Genie. And if you go to Map Genie and look up Subnautica, you can see the world map. So what we're looking for is 500 meters deep. Okay. I may not be in the right place. You hear the heartbeat coming? That's to kind of get you a little wound up there. I'm going to go over this little ridge here because I think it's down this way. We've got to be in the right area. 460. You see this little spire right here? That's kind of an indication you're going the right way. Well, I may be just totally lost. Because I remember the life pod being kind of over here in this direction at 500 meters down. It's not in that hole. That much I do remember. Well, sorry I led you astray there, but if you're interested, this is where you would look, is in this general area for Life Pod 2. Okay. There's our crab squid friend again. So this is like the dunes over here. We just came out on the edge of the dunes. Took my lights away. Well, I do apologize because I thought for sure I could just take you straight to it. There's the ghost leviathan. We've got to be close then, because he's usually right above it. Kind of gave us a little tap there. Let's just keep looking here.
Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity.
We haven't
Be
done
sure
much
to
swimming.
vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
Is that it? There we go. See, I knew it was in the right neck of the woods, but so this is Life Pod 2. Again, I think the only thing you get out of here is a PDA. But if you're following the storyline, you'll definitely want that. From here, we're going to kind of go due east to the north side of the mountain, because there is a couple of wrecks over here. There's Wreck 5 and Wreck 19. And Wreck 5 has always been a source of good things for me. So we're going to try heading out eastward from Life Pod 2. Let's see here. It's almost due east, but once we pass the mountain area, we'll be able to know exactly where we are. So we're going to pass through the underwater islands. And if you remember, there was a wreck there we had to go to get drill arm parts. It may be helpful for you to be somewhat surfaced and preferably in the daytime, but you don't have to be. It just helps you navigate a little easier, a little more light coming in. Let's head due east. All right, just stay up here. Won't be long. We should see the edge of the mountain over here. Kind of don't like doing this in the dark, just because it's very hard to see what's going on and where you're at. But we're almost there. A little bit of travel time here. But trust me, it's worth it to explore these areas in creative mode, so you have options. Because some of these things you need spawn in multiple locations. All right, or maybe you won't even see it at all. Okay, now here's the edge of the mountain island complex underwater. So we're kind of coming up in the right area here. So now, just in passing, if you are interested in this, there is an entrance deep down here. You can see warpers around. This may look familiar. This entrance right here, this is that huge moon pool down at the lower level. You should recognize this. Okay? You remember, like, down that way is the elevator. Now, you do need a purple tablet to get in from this side if you haven't opened it from the other side. And, of course, you need a purple tablet up there. But, yeah, I think there is one up there that you can get. So this is kind of what you're looking for there. So from this exit, just go due east, okay? And you can kind of follow the floor, the ocean floor, but stay on that eastward pattern, okay? And it'll be down here a little ways off. So just kind of follow, go past the thermals, stay going east here. And looky there, boom. Now this one's pretty good size too. Again, I would highly recommend having a good supply of oxygen when you go in here. It's because it's a while to explore this one. You do need a cutter to get in. As far as I recall, I don't think there are other ways in. There might be, but we'll know once we get in. But anytime you explore a wreck, you should have a cutter. I mean, just a given. You're going to need it just about everywhere. At least one wreck other than the Aurora requires a repair tool to get through a door. Flashlight's always helpful to get additional light inside. There's you a scannable fixed light fixture. There's a, that's not scannable, but an arm. Looks like here's a busted open wall. A bed you can scan, a shelf you can scan, a pot, another shelf, another pot. Yeah, all sorts of things you can scan in here. And then back over here, you've got this little Jeffries tube for all you Star Trek fans out there. Go up that, and they'll take you to another area. This is the other half of the wreck, and you'll notice that you're in like a cargo area with some supply crates, prawn suit part. That's an entire prawn suit if you can't scan all four inside the Aurora, which I understand. I've never verified this, but I understand you can actually scan for the entire prawn suit without going in the Aurora. Never tried it, but it is said to be possible. Now, this one doesn't have any other way out. You are gonna have to go back the way you came. A little bit of a slight annoyance there, but no big deal. Go back the way you came. And there's another data download right here.
Please observe safety protocols CSP-21 before handling classified cargo.
Anybody remember how we got in here? Oh, it's down here. Yeah, there's a door. We lasered in. So that's that wreck. Okay. So there's some good resources there as well. Okay. Onward to the next one. Now the next one, this is Rec 5. We're going to head up to Rec 19, which is kind of somewhat northeast of here. We're going to again face eastward and go, I guess, kind of east-northeast. Kind of go this direction. Kind of just follow along this right here. There's a, let's see here. There's a little bit of a mountain. Then we're going to have to go back down again. So let's try our sonar. See if that's of any help to us. Again, we're in Reaper country. This is why I don't normally go to these in a regular gameplay. Just to avoid those. Ah, there we go. There it is. I can't say I've been to Rec 19 but once again in any gameplay. Let's see where your entry points are on this one. Yeah, the Reaper's out there. Okay, looks like there's an open door right here. And that's probably your best bet for entry. Is right in here, looks like. And you may check these crates to see if there's anything scannable inside them. Sometimes they're hard to get to, but sometimes they'll have tools or something inside them if you don't have all your tools yet. Okay, look down here. Looks like there's a chair and a bench. There's a laserable door here. We'll check out and see what's in here. Because we're in creative mode, the spawn may be completely different from what you'll do in a survival save or a hardcore save. Although it shouldn't be. Technically, they're really all supposed to be the same. But in my experience, I've seen it be a little bit one way or the other. Okay, this thing has absolutely nothing in it. We lasered into a room with nothing of value. According to the map, Rec 19 will have chair and a desk. You might find Cyclops engine parts over here. And they may be either inside or outside. So that's good to know. Kind of disappointed that we got in here and didn't see anything of any value. There is another light you can scan. So that was a little bit of a letdown. But hey, we're fine. We're fine. So let's take a look around just to see what we have on the outside here. He's a noisy bugger, isn't he? Now, I don't remember if any of these are scannable or if they're just like flotsam and jetsam from the thing. But, you know, look around a little bit. You might find engine parts down here on this shelf. You might find other parts laying around. There's a supply crate. And another supply crate, looks like. Yeah, but again, you're going to have to contend with the Reaper being right at your door. I mean, he is really close by, so I would just be super careful. And a warper, two Reapers and a warper right here. This is why I don't go to this wreck. So, all right. Well, before we proceed on, I want to show you. We're going to head on over to Life Pod 12, which is pretty much due south of here. And the other Lost River entrance. So let me make sure we're at the wreck. And then we're going to go point south, due south of here. Okay. Just ignore him. In creative mode, you got nothing to worry about. I say that, but he did come up on us, didn't he? This is kind of weird. Oh well. He's not got a hold of us or anything. Okay, so this is your Lost River entrance right down here. Okay. And I said life pod 12 because that's kind of the general direction you head is south. But we're going to go ahead and poke our heads down here and see if we can't find out where you would use that orange tablet, which if you recall, we did pick up. And I can't remember exactly where it is, but I haven't shown you the tree cove or any of those places down there. So we definitely want to go there. Let me get my map set for that location where we're coming in. And because we're coming in this way, we're going to drop down to, we're going to go past, and then we're going to keep going straight. So, past the first ghosty, and then we're going to go on down and then turn right once we get down at the bottom. So, we'll stay on this path down here for a little while. Exploring the Lost River is way less demanding on you when you're not worried about dying. All right, you could do it. Seamoth, you notice it doesn't care about depth modules or anything like that. It's all good. We're just going straight down. So let's see here. And you don't have to worry about collecting resources because you have everything you need. I mean, you really, really do have everything you need. I mean, unless you're wanting to hatch eggs or something, yeah, you gotta go find those. And you just take those and drop them in your little alien containment and hatch eggs. So, but drink time. And just keep on going down. There's our ghosty right there straight ahead. And if you remember, this is where it drops into the underground, the inactive lava zone. We'll just stay going that southwest-ish direction for a while. Keep on going. Then we're gonna kind of go due west here in just a little bit once we get past all this. All right. And remember, this is a good resource zone over here. There's tons of nickel, copper, silver, gold, all that over here in these parts. Titanium. All right. As we continue straight ahead, there's another alien facility. Okay. And this is one that you can go into as well. I forget, up here we're going to
This alien structure appears to have collapsed to the sea floor.
Right. So I'm going to get out and I'm going to swim from here or use my thing here to kind of look around. But again, have yourself plenty of oxygen.
Detecting an alien broadcast. Linguistic analysis reads, caution. Hazardous materials and life forms contained within.
Okay, there's a data download down here.
Interior walls in this section are substantially reinforced, indicating that is
ion cubes down here.
Date something out or contain it within.
And
whatever
there
their
is a
intention,
massive
it clearly
skeleton
failed.
that you can scan. Some kind of old Leviathan.
Integrating new PDA data.
This is also where they researched on warpers. So there's
residual
warper parts
biological evidence suggests
and,
indigenous life
genetic
forms were brought
engineering
to
and
this
stuff that went on
location
down
and
here that you
subjected
can
to
scan all
intensive
this
study.
stuff. If you're following the lore, this is definitely something you want to do. Look, there's a head from a warper. So again, this is one of those places where you can get additional data.
Data pertaining to the bacteria is being downloaded. Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A self-scan is strongly advised.
Okay, and I can't remember if there's anything else you need to do in here other than pick up ion cubes and stuff like that. Oh, right here. Okay, this is where you're going to put a purple tablet and go in here, and I can't remember what's in there other than a data download. But we don't have a purple tablet right now, so we're not going to worry about that. It seems to me that the orange tablet was in this kind of neck of the woods, but I may be way off on that. But we're going to continue past this. We're going to go west. Okay, and if you keep going this direction, we're going to go to an area where the water is blue instead of green, or the second layer of water, I should say, is blue instead of green. But just kind of follow this direction. And keep going west. There is another path you could take over there, but I wouldn't take that. I believe that takes you back or down or something like that. So this skeleton right here is where you're going to go past, and you'll start seeing the little tree things with little glowy tips, and you'll see the tree off in the distance. So this is the tree cove, and you can see there's much more resources over here. This little area here, you notice the lighting definitely changes into a bluish lighting. This is a very cool area to be in because there are 0 predators here. And unless for some reason you lure a ghostie all the way over here, you're not going to have any problems over here other than just food and water and oxygen. Okay, now this tree cove houses something in particular. All right, right up here. And if you scan it, giant cove tree, you scan it, inside this thing is ghost leviathan eggs. So this is where that's a ghost leviathan waiting there to be hatched at some point. Another good thing, the blue water won't kill you like the green water will. Okay, so you can literally swim down underneath this stuff and pick up resources. Like there's uraninite crystals, and you'll find stacks of gold and copper and all that stuff down here. And of course, none of these ghost rays will harm you at all, but there's a stack of gold over there. So there's all sorts of things. It sounds like the Aurora's about to explode. Shook us all the way down here. Of course, we're pretty much underneath it, so I think we shake that much dust around, but it did. So if you follow this westward, okay,
the radiation suit has been added to your blueprint
and continue on that westward path, you'll see a thermal, and if you go past the thermal, there's another little opening down here with blue water. This is another entrance into the inactive lava zone. Okay, so if you stay on this, curves around here. This is a nice little place to build a base too. I've built bases here before. But right over here off this edge, there's a drop off here. It's not too far down. And follow it and continue southward. And there's another drop off right over here. And just keep following that down. Now, over here, some of the enemies you may have to deal with are warpers as you get closer to that inactive lava zone. But this takes you down to that first level of inactive lava. And here's where you would go kind of eastward. I said northeast, southeast, I think is the direction you want to go. Again, more resources down here around, lava larvae floating around. There's another stack of titanium. So this is another part, and it's kind of skinny here. You notice there's not a lot going on, but it opens up into, and I would not take the Cyclops down this way. You really can't maneuver it down here easily. It's a lot more trouble than it's worth. If you you stay on this path, let me pop a sonar pop here. Gotta pay attention where we're going. I hear warpers. Stay going east. You might just feel like you're in a really long tunnel. Well, guess what? You're in a really long tunnel. That's the way it is. Just keep following that direction. I hear warpers again. Alright, now, if you've got your sonar installed, you should be here any minute now, be able to see something off in the distance. You just keep going east. And hopefully it's familiar to you once you get a good reading on sonar. Aha! Does that look familiar? See, that is the lava castle. And remember, there's a sea dragon down here with us, floating around somewhere. So, and from here is where, now, if you're coming in from that direction that we just came from, you can actually turn kind of to the right and find that hole that takes you down to the Sea Emperor's location. So, either way, there's always a way out of here. So, we're going to head northeast. There's our dragon friend right there. Surprised he ran into us. I guess he just didn't see us. I know we saw him, but he was not interested in attacking us as far as I can tell. Alright, we're on the right path here. Okay, this should start to look familiar to you. Because if you remember, this is where we came in and got our first piece of kyanite on the survival play. And it's right here. And we go straight up. There'll be a ghost leviathan up there at the top. The juvenile one that we found on the way in. Now, we didn't go to the area where the orange tablet was. I'll have to see if I can find that for you. So it's a little bonus for you here, because really just the whole idea of getting through some of these parts can be really daunting for some people. Either fear or just apprehension about what they're going to deal with, or if they're going to lose their save, or if something's going to happen along that regard. So I can understand why people would sometimes have an issue with that. Let me get out of this and we'll come back here. But yeah. So we are going to climb back out the way we came in. Excuse me. Those river fish. River fish. They make those screeching noises. Almost everything has a very screechy noise. Have you noticed that in game? But you can guarantee that is intentional. They definitely want the fear factor up there. We'll explore a couple more areas that are of interest before we call this episode. The orange tablet area. I'm scratching my head on that one. It seems like it was back there that we went past, but maybe it's on another area, so maybe I'll have to make a special episode just for that. Just to get the orange tablet thing resolved once and for all. So, alright. Straight up from here, and as soon as you clear the little point right there, I think. Or is it right here or right? Anyway, go due north. Or due south, sorry. due south. Kind of just hug the floor. To some extent. Okay, see this thermal right here? This should look familiar because right around here.
Detecting volcanic activity and several unusual electromagnetic signatures in the region. Exercise caution when diving deeper.
Is life pod 12. Okay, so again, life pod 12 is right here near this massive thermal, and then if you look kind of just southwestish from here, I don't know why we're being attacked. We're in creative mode. There should be another wreck over here. Yeah, west-ish, I think. Yep, there it is. And this is the one that we went in and we found. I believe we found. I can't remember what we got in there. What did we get in that thing? I just really don't know why these bone sharks are giving us such a hard time. It just makes no sense. Let me bring the map back up. Because from here, from Life Pod 12, if we go. Well, due south is the Aurora, okay, from here. And in all fairness, we should take you around the eastern side of the Aurora just to show you what's over there, in addition to the fact that there are Reapers all over in that space. So we're going to head that way. I'm going to head a little south-southeast. But you'll see on the sonar coming up, you do see Reaper up there. He's hanging out right in that little zone. So this is the front end of the Aurora right here, okay? There really is almost no good reason to come over here unless you're just exploring. Or if you're just trying to be adventurous, maybe. If you're really just trying to be like, oh yeah, I can handle this. Go for it.
Life-form readings in this region are sparse. The Aurora's
there's another Reaper out there,
fallout
so there's one behind us and one in front.
On the alien ecosystem,
so you see that?
Not
there's one there,
within
there's
the
one
next
back there.
24 hours.
So I'm just kind of skirting the edge of the crash site here. You will find there is metal salvage over here. You'll find supply crates. Obviously, you're going to find Reapers everywhere. But you'll also find out over here that there's not a lot to offer resource-wise other than just the scrap metal that's around here. So, and it's kind of weird to see stalkers and some of the other fauna over in this area. But so we're kind of coming up on. We're heading south, so we're on the starboard side of the vessel. Not hitting anything on the radar out here on the sonar, but I guarantee you there's a couple of Reapers out to our left, kind of the 10 o'clock direction. So again, more metal salvage. And I don't think you're going to find anything useful over here other than the metal salvage. You'll see quite a bit of it laying around down here. Probably enough to get a few good stacks of titanium. See more of it over here. It's just everywhere down these parts. Again, we're kind of getting close to the back. Okay, so there's one of the thrusters right there, right? One of the engines. If you stay on this edge here, kind of come around, there is a particular area here where Reapers are hanging around over there, around the back side. The engine's above us now. That this is where you'll more likely find Cyclops engine parts, is kind of this neck of the woods over here. All right, so if you just stay toward the back of the Aurora and then dive down. Again, you're going to have to contend with Reapers, or at least one that likes to hang out in this area. But this is where you're most likely to find Cyclops engine parts, is in this little neck of the woods over here with all this debris. Okay, so you also might find Cyclops hull parts or even bridge components over here. I found the steering mechanism over here once, but all this debris right here is what I'm talking about. So you're very likely to find the parts you need over in this section. So, all right, well, that's it for today. I think you've kind of seen what there is to see. You kind of get a gist for some of the more hidden areas of the game that you might not otherwise go to. Now, if you follow the storyline, you're going to if you follow the storyline, you're gonna hit everything eventually. I mean, you won't hit all the wrecks. That's just exploration that you're going to have to do to obtain those. But there's a lot to see. There's explore the jelly shroom cave a little bit more. That's always fun to do in creative mode, because you don't have to worry about the crab snakes getting you, and just have a ball. Go out there and use this and see what you can see, and what kind of get up close and personal with those enemies and look them right in the face. And yeah, it still is scary in survival mode, but that's kind of the point, though. You want to have fun doing this, and you want to really enjoy it. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today. I'd like for you to come back again. We'll do another series not too distant future, but this one is definitely going to be included in the How to Beat Subnautica part. Well, again, we did it in creative mode, and maybe what we should do is we should jump back into survival mode sometime and literally go to those places with the fear factor and see what we can accomplish. But anyway, have a good time. We'll see you next time.